What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Destiny 2 Season of the Splicer video. In today's vid, I'm going to be covering the Dreaming City Weapons, because obviously, as we know, the Moon and the Dreaming City Weapons, a couple of them have came back and have new random rolls that are available. And obviously, last season, we got a certain amount, and then this season, we got a couple more. And I definitely want to cover the Dreaming City Weapons. It felt good to hop back into the Dreaming City and just do some of those activities, because it's obviously very aesthetically pleasing, and the Ascendant challenges and stuff like that. It was kind of nostalgic, but I'm going to be covering some of the weapons that came back, maybe some that didn't as well, because I definitely wanted to see how well they actually perform in the Crucible, at least in the current state. I'm also going to be talking about PVE just a little bit, but again, not a lot. So first up, we're going to be going over the only kinetic weapon under all these, which is the Tiger Spite. Now, this is a precision frame auto rifle, falls in the 450 round per minute. Again, falls under Uriel's gift, if you remember that auto rifle as well. So not as slow as high impact, just a little slower. Used to be one of the best. And in the current state of Crucible, in my opinion, it feels really good. I did not get a reroll of this weapon, unfortunately, but the current roll that I do have comes with, I believe, Hammer Forge, Ricochet rounds, Dynamic Sway Reduction, Kill Clip, and a Ranged Masterwork. So it is pretty much the god roll that I wanted back in Forsaken. And I'm very sad that it's sunset. And it's kind of unfortunate that Dynamic Sway and Kill Clip have both been retired perks on that weapon, which is very, very sad when it comes to something like PvP. But I do want to cover the perk pool, at least the new perk pool here. Obviously, the barrels in the magazine really haven't changed a lot, and I do want to talk about the trait columns. So, looks like for trait column number 1, we have Ambition Assassin, Threat Detector, Mulligan, Subsistence, Overflow, Surplus. Trait column number 2, Hipfire Grip, Rangefinder, Swashbuckler, Demolitionist, Unrelenting, and Frenzy. Now, to be honest, in PvE, your barrel's not really going to matter. Magazine-wise, maybe a Pen and Mag, or, you know, high caliber rounds, that'd be good as well. I know some people like Extended Mag. It's just, I don't like a slow reload. And this actually used to have Outlaw on it as well, but now it doesn't have Outlaw, so you can't get the super fast reload. So, again, like I said, I'd probably recommend a Pen and Mag or high caliber rounds. Ricochet rounds aren't bad, again, but I'd definitely save those for something like PvP. In any event, trait column number 1. Probably the best ones here is Subsistence and Overflow, being able to have that constant ammo coming into the magazine, whether you're running over ammo and having that overflow your magazine, or Subsistence, where every time you get a kill, you get that ammo back. Kind of similar to Huckleberry. It's very nice. Then maybe Threat Detector and Ambitious Assassin, those two are okay as well, but I would definitely go with Overflow. Overflow right now is extremely amazing. I have it on the Extraordinary Rendition SMG, and I love Overflow. It is awesome. Subsistence is probably the second best. Little lower ammo count, but in all reality, when are you not going to find primary ammo on the ground? So, again, trait call number 2. Probably the best option here is Swashbuckler or Frenzy. Frenzy has been an amazing perk. Being in combat for an extended time increases damage, handling, and reload for this weapon until you are out of combat. Frenzy has been amazing. Again, I have the same thing on my Extraordinary Rendition SMG. I can't talk. And again, it's very solid. It's a very passive damage buff, and being able to increase handling and reload is fantastic as well. Swashbuckler, again, you get the melee kill, automatic times 5 damage, get 5 kills just with the weapon, times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Again, but those are probably the best ones for PvE. Now let's talk about PvP. You definitely 100% want a range barrel. Extended barrel, hammer forge rifling, or full bore are definitely the options you want here. Magazine-wise, I would say the only two options are Ricochet and high caliber rounds. Maybe light mag, but you definitely want Ricochet rounds as your first, and then maybe choose between high caliber and light mag if you have those there as well. Trait column number 1. Probably the best option here is Surplus. Being able to increase handling, reload, and stability for each of your abilities that charge up is really good. And then maybe Threat Detector, but more than likely not. But I definitely highly recommend Surplus in trait column number 1. Trait column number 2, we do have Rangefinder. And what's funny enough is that when I test this out in PvP, this thing has good range already on it. Like, I was slapping people with this auto rifle. It was disgusting. So putting Rangefinder on this thing would make it like Uriel's gift in year 1. Or it was pretty much a scout rifle. So it's automatically going to help this weapon to begin with. I guess if you have a melee build, maybe do Swashbuckler. And again, Frenzy wouldn't be bad, but again, you have to be in combat for a certain amount of time. So I'd probably say Rangefinder or Swashbuckler. Again, the role that I had originally had Dynamic Sway and Kill Clip, probably two of the best perks. We don't have that more accuracy when I shoot it for longer, and after getting the kill and reloading, I get that increased damage. I can just shred down enemies. In any event, overall, Tiger Spite, even if we don't have those retired perks, still feels really, really good in general. And it does have really good perks for PvE, so maybe in the upcoming stuff, in the artifact slot, maybe we'll have, like, you know, anti-barrier auto again, or some, you know. Next, let's talk about the vouchsafe scout rifle. People have been liking this one a lot for PvE, especially since scouts can come with the anti-barrier rounds, at least for this season. Again, who knows what's going to happen for future seasons, but it is void as well. It does come with a variety of perks, which is fantastic, in my opinion. But, in any event, let's talk about it. So, PvE-wise, again, barrel doesn't really matter. Magazine, probably want something like Tat Mag, Appended Mag, Extended Mag, or Flared Mag. Well, again, some of those are going to be very good. Trade column number 1. We have Rapid Hit, Outlaw, 4 times the Charm, and some of these other ones really don't really matter. I would say Rapid Hit and Outlaw are definitely going to be your best ones here. Being able to increase reload on precision hits and kills between those two is good. 4 times the Charm. If you're hitting multiple headshots in a row, being able to have that return ammo is going to be very, very solid as well. But yeah, Outlaw, Rapid Hit are definitely your options that you want there. Trade column number 2, we do have a couple options here. Probably the best one overall is multi-kill clip. Again, similar to kill clip, but depending on how many enemies you kill, more damage you get on multi-kill clip, etc., etc. And it refreshes, unlike regular kill clip, which somehow Bungie hasn't fixed yet. That's crazy. In any event, second best option here would probably be something like Dragonfly. Pairing that with Dragonfly spec would make this fantastic, especially with Energy Accelerant this season. Being able to have the big explosions can take out a lot of ads would be nuts. Vorpal Weapon, again, it's a primary, so yeah, it doesn't really matter, but if you did want to pair something like 4 times the Charm and Vorpal Weapon, being able to do extra damage to bosses and stuff like that would be very good. But I definitely recommend something like multi-kill clip paired with Rapid Hit or multi-kill clip paired with Outlaw for PvE. Now for PvP. I think the problem in the current state of the game is that a lot of it is very, you know, close quarters, fast gunplay, even with all the tunes to hand cannons and shotguns and everything. Those are still some of the best weapons. I have a feeling they always will be just because they're very versatile, especially with 120s now. Yes, you nerf the range or whatever and maybe a little bit of the damage, but they're still at the top of the leaderboard when it comes to weapon kills in general. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. So let's talk about PvP for this thing. It just scout rifles, especially this type, which is the lightweight frame, which falls under Mida Multi-Tool, just doesn't feel super hot in my opinion. And the maps don't really cater for long range engagements as well. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Maybe in the future, scout rifles will again have a place in the Crucible, but we'll really have to see about that. Actually, let me rephrase that. I think scouts could potentially be good for something like 3v3 or 4v4, but for 6v6, definitely not. Scout rifles just don't have a place right there right now. In any event, talk about barrels. Again, we do have a variety of things that give you increased handling, stability, increase to range, increase to your vertical recoil. Again, we have a variety of options here, so whatever you feel comfortable with, go for it. Personally, I would go for range on the scout rifle, since it is a little faster firing. Not as fast firing as rapid fire, but still, probably I like to go with range on this thing just a little bit. Let's talk about magazine. We do have a couple of good options here. Accurized, Tactical Mag, and Steady rounds. Again, depending on whether you want range, Accurized, Steady rounds, or stability, obviously. And the Tactical Mag kind of fits the middle there, where you get stability, reload, and an increase to your magazine, which is very solid. Trade column number 1. Again, we do have a couple of good options here. We have Rapid Hit, we have Outlaw, we have Killing Wind, we also have Surplus and Under Pressure. So again, Killing Wind, final blows grant increased mobility, weapon range, and handling for a short duration. Surplus, increase handling, reload, and stability for each charged ability. And then Under Pressure, improve stability and accuracy as the magazine gets lower. Again, we do have a variety of options here. Rapid Hit, again, is probably one of the better ones. Being able to hit precision is going to be key on this weapon. Again, precision hits temporarily increase stability and reload speed. That's going to be really good. I would say probably a tie between Rapid Hit and Surplus. Killing Wind, again, wouldn't be bad, but do you really need more weapon range on this thing? Increased handling would be good. And mobility would be good, even though it already does fall under lightweight, so it's kind of redundant. But I would say a tie between Rapid Hit and Surplus, and then maybe Under Pressure. Again, trade column number 2, we do have a couple of options here. We do have Explosive Payload. People love Explosive Payload, especially with the flinch factor. That's fantastic. Multi-kill clip, again, being on that extra damage boost is, again, it's just good in general. You just have to get the kill first and then reload. People like Eye of the Storm, become more accurate when this, and boost handling as your health gets lower. Again, I I don't know how I feel about this perk, because I feel like you're not able to use it a lot unless you're weak a lot, and people have a lot of recovery, so you're weak when you're down to your red health bar, that recovers faster. Wellspring wouldn't be bad either, especially paired with something like Surplus. Kills with weapon generate ability energy. The energy is divided between all your uncharged abilities, so that pairs well with something like Surplus as well. So you do have a couple options here as well. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Scout rifles just they don't feel really great for me in the current state, but in PvE, people are loving this thing. Now let's talk about a previous 150 round per minute hand cannon that has now turned into a 140, the Waking Vigil. Now, people used to like this thing. I used to like this thing when it was lightweight because it would make sense, but now that it has bumped up to 140, the stats of it really haven't changed, just the perks. So you pretty much have the range of a 150 hand cannon on a 140. And that's what I don't like about this. They should have adjusted a lot of the lightweight style hand cannons a little better. That's a conversation for another time. So in general, let's talk about the purple here. Again, if we're going to talk about PvE, sight-wise, and it doesn't really matter. Magazine-wise, we do have options. Extended mag, high cal, ricochet, flared magwell, appended mag, armor piercing, light mag. Again, we do have a variety of options here. I would say something like maybe appended mag or high caliber rounds just for that flinch factor would be fantastic there. Armor piercing to be able to hit through the targets, maybe increase the range. Extended mag, I just don't like extended mag because of the really slow reload speed, that's all. But you can counteract that with trade column number one perks like rapid hit and outlaw. So again, those are always very solid in something like PvE, being able to have that faster reload. Surplus again wouldn't be bad either, and the other perks down here would not be good for PvE really. So let's go for trade column number 2 here. Again, we do have kill clip, being able to have extra damage after reload. It's going to be fantastic. We do have Dragonfly as well. Again, pair that with Dragonfly aspect, pair that with energy accelerant. Any artifact slot, you don't have big explosion is good. Don't have Vorpal weapon. Yeah, Vorpal weapon on a primary like this. Yeah, I feel like it's big meh, in my opinion. So I would definitely say pair it with something like rapid hit with kill clip, rapid hit Dragonfly, outlaw kill clip, outlaw Dragonfly. Those ones would pair perfectly with this weapon, and like I said, sight and magazine don't matter. Now let's talk about PvP, the Crucible. You definitely want true sight. You want a sight that has the most range on it, considering this hand cannon does not have a lot of range, unfortunately. Magazine wise, you definitely want ricochet rounds, maybe high caliber rounds if you get lucky with one of those two. Definitely recommend those ones. None of the others would really do. You could do armor piercing for the range, but again, I think something like high cal would do something a lot better, especially with the flinch factor. So trade column number 1 is interesting because we do have a lot of perks here that are good. Rapid hit, fantastic. Outlaw, great. Killing wind, good. We do have slide shot on this thing now. When you slide, it partially reloads the magazine and gives you boost of range and stability. Again, not too bad. Also, we have rangefinder on this hand cannon, especially since we're lacking in the range department. Maybe rangefinder is the way we want to go. Being able to aim down this weapon and gain a significant boost to your range and a little bit of zoom magnification would be very, very good on this weapon in general. Next, trade call number 2. Again, like I said, we have options. You have opening shot, improve accuracy and range on the opening shot of attack. Kill clip, like I said. And then if you want this thing to be a little snappier, maybe snapshot. You know, maybe you want to aim in very fast. I know a lot of people like quick draw and stuff like that on their weapons. Quick draw and snapshot, again, has always been a solid for people who are very fast-paced players, especially for people who like sniping as well. So maybe that's not a bad option, but I would highly, 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 highly recommend, you know, true sight, ricochet rounds, a choice between killing wind, slide shot, and rangefinder, and then either snapshot, kill clip, or opening shot. Again, you do have a variety of options here, depending on whether you want more damage, whether you want to be snappier, whether you want your opening shot to be, I said the perk name, you already know. So we do have options here. It just depends on how you want to roll. Personally, the rolls that I had an outlaw kill clip, and I also had an outlaw opening shot. I wasn't able to get one with killing wind or slide shot or rangefinder yet, but I do have one in the vault that is rapid hit and dragonfly, and so I think a hand cannon like this for PvE would be good, especially in the energy slot, especially for it being arc. Depending on whether we get, you know, anti-barrier hand cannon or unstoppable hand cannon, you know, all the artifact mods and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes in the future. We'll see if we get energy accelerator back for dragonfly. We'll see if all that stuff happens. But for PvP, I think this hand cannon is massively lacking compared to other ones. It's just because they didn't really tune the stats of it. It's pretty much still at a 150 range, and it just doesn't feel good in my opinion. Now let's talk about the Retold Tale returning precision frame shotgun. Again, this is not precision slug. It's not a slug shotgun. This is a bullet. This is a pellet shotgun. and this falls under something like, you know, Dust Rock Blues, whatever the freaking Garden of Salvation shotgun is, it falls under that. So it's precision frame, right? And to be honest, I wish it felt a little better in the Crucible as a shotgun, but we're going to talk about the perk pool anyway. So for something like PvE, again, let's go over it. Personally, I think you always want range on a shotgun, and to be honest, there's only 2 barrels that you ever want to use on a shotgun ever, and it's either full choke or rifle, especially when it comes to the pellet spread shotguns. Magazine wise, assault mag is definitely one of the best options here. Beyond that, have that increased fire rate is amazing. Appended mag is a good option. Tactical mag is a good option. You could do extended mag, but you need to be able to reload this thing fast, so that would be your only problem in that department. Let's go over trade call number 1. Again, we do have the option of surplus, which, that's okay for PvE. We do have field prep, increase ammo reserves, faster reload, and stow when you're crouching. So you do get more ammo reserves for this weapon, and it can reload really fast when you crouch. You also have dual loader. It reloads 2 shells at a time, but your reload speed is really, really slow. So I wish we had something like auto loading holster here. That would be really helpful. Or, you know, even some of the perks that come in Deep Stone Crypt, you know, reconstruction, recombination. We all love that combination. Be able to have the shotgun shells automatically loaded, and then it increases your magazine size and having the extra damage. Yeah, you already know. You already know the kinetic slug shotgun. I wish we had those perks here, but unfortunately we don't. So, talk about trade call number 2. We have 1-2 punch, which is easily one of the best melee-based perks you can get on a shotgun, especially if you're going to be rocking something like Liar's Handshake and Arc Strider. I love this combo. I still use 1-2 punch depending on the season if it matches with the seasonal artifact type stuff. It's amazing. We do have Vorpal weapon as well. Being able to have increased damage to those bosses and whatnot is going to be fantastic. Again, the other perks I feel like don't really matter. You do have surrounded, could do surrounded spec, but again, I feel like you're not just going to be wiping regular ads with a shotgun just for fun. But I'd highly recommend 1-2 punch or Vorpal for PvE. Now for PvP, the Crucible. Like I said, full choke, rifle barrel. Those are your 2 options. Don't get it twisted. Right. Magazine wise, you want accurized rounds or maybe assault mag. Accurized rounds because obviously for the range, assault mag for the increase to the fire rate. Those 2 only, nothing else in the magazine slot. Trade call number 1, we have quick draw. Obviously good. Being able to pull this thing out really, really fast is good. Surplus won't be bad either. Increased handling, reload, and stability for each fully charged ability. Being able to have the increased handling would be good on this thing. We also have slide shot as well. So one of those 3 perks would be fantastic. And then trade call number 2, we do have 2 options here that I believe are good. You have snapshot, being able to aim down sights faster with this thing is good. And then killing wind, again, you get that final blow, you get the increase to mobility, weapon range, and handling. So I think killing wind is really, really good on a shotgun. Being able to have that increased range is going to be amazing. So, again, some combination of quick draw, surplus, or slide shot mixed with snapshot or killing wind is going to be really good on the shotgun. Personally, the one I have is almost a god roll. It has full choke, accurized, quick draw, and killing wind, and range masterwork. Actually, it's not assault mag. It has light mag on it. It's almost a god roll. It's pretty close to a god roll. I think it just doesn't. Obviously, precision frame shotguns got kind of nerfed after the Dust Rock Blues era and Forsaken. So, again, it's a shotgun. It feels good. You get close enough, you can definitely get a one-hit kill, but it still does not compare to the aggressive frame shotguns, in my opinion, in the Crucible. Let's talk about a returning sniper, the Twilight Oath, man. I'm happy this one came back. Unfortunately, I was not able to get a roll, so I had to use my catered roll back from Forsaken. So, and it comes with snapshot and box breathe, which is not too bad. Definitely want snapshot. But in any event, let's talk about this thing. So first, I do want to talk about PvE. And the first thing that I do want to cover is that this thing does not come with triple tap or 4 times the charm. So I don't think this thing's really going to do diddly squat when it comes to damage, especially compared to other snipers that do come with triple tap and Vorpal, or 4 times the charm and Vorpal, stuff like that. You know what I mean. There's definitely a lot better options out there, in my opinion. So it's going to lead us right into PvP. So, barrel-wise, again, I'd probably go with range just because this is a rapid-fire sniper. It does come with less range, so maybe you want to be able to have more accuracy at a distance. That'd be good. Let's talk about the magazine. You could go with accurized rounds. Again, not a bad option. You do have range, but you do have the choices of a pendant mag, tactical mag, and then flared mag well as well. I wouldn't sleep on those either. Trade call number 1. We do have no distractions. Probably one of the best ones. Aiming this weapon for a short period reduces flinch. That's going to be fantastic here. I would say this is the best option out of all of them, in my opinion. Again, you do have mulligan. Missing a shot has a chance to return it, but it's if you're going to do that, you might as well just put on Revoker, if you know what I mean. So again, you do have Killing Wind, but that's not really going to matter. You definitely want something where you can aim in and not flinch. So no distractions, definitely 100% for me in that column. Trade column number 2, the only viable option here is Snapshot. That's it, being able to aim faster. Again, this is a much needed perk on snipers, especially Snapshot and or Quick Draw. You definitely want those things. And the combination of Snapshot and no distractions is going to be way too amazing. Personally, I wish I could, I need to get this roll soon. That'd be very great to test out again in the Crucible. Again, mine comes with box breathing, Snapshot. All I really want to do is test it out, see if it's good. Still feels really crispy as a sniper. I already tested some other rapid fire frame snipers in the past. The Vice ones, obviously, we had a Dead Orbit one come back. We had the other Vice snipers come back with the Prophecy Dungeon, right? So being able to test those out is great. I love the sight, and I love the reticle that comes on Twilight Oath. It's very nice. It's different, and I'm glad I pulled the sniper out. So if you can get a good roll on this thing, especially with Snapshot, no distractions, you're pretty much in business. I did just want to flex that I do have the Translation Theory sidearm still from Forsaken. You cannot get it anymore. This is a Dreaming City sidearm. At least I believe you can get it. It hasn't been reinstated as a returning weapon or anything like that. But it does. The one I have does come with kill clip and moving target. I'll tell you what, man. Sidearms right now in the Crucible are super underrated. And if you just want to have a fun time with just, you know, testing out random weapons that you have in the vault, bringing those back out, the sidearms feel really good. The adaptive frame sidearm that it falls under is fantastic. Pull sidearms out, man. I had a really good time with this thing, and I'm glad I pulled this back out of the vault. Now, this is a Dreaming City weapon, but it is a pulse rifle, and the only way to get it is from the Corrupted Strike as a random reward from a Nightfall. So, the Whore's Least. I wish you could still get this thing. At least, like, as an unsunset version. I believe you can still get it. It's just going to be a sunset version of it, unfortunately. But you can still get it. You just can't use it in any higher tier activity and stuff like that. It is a rapid fire pulse rifle, so it does fall in something like Grid Skipper. And that's what made me curious, because everyone loves the Grid Skipper right now. I'm like, let's test out this pulse rifle to see how good it is, because it does have the same sight as the Tiger Spite. Bro, let me just say, rapid fire pulses right now are insane. You can map people with these things. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I don't know if it's a bug, but I should not be hitting a guy with the fastest firing pulse rifle all the way across the map that's using a Mida on me. So let's just make that perfectly clear right off the bat. So I just want to talk about the Crucible, since you can't really use it for PvE. And I have a Headseeker kill clip one. It is amazing. Barrel wise, again, depending on whether you want stability or range, I'd probably go with range since it is rapid fire. So extended barrel, full bore, and hammer forged rifling are going to be your friends here. Magazine wise, ricochet rounds are high cal, definitely the ones you want. I have ricochet on mine, thank the Lord. Trade call number 2, we do have a variety of options. We have Zen Moment, causing damage, increased stability. We do have Under Pressure, improved stability and accuracy as the magazine gets lower. Head Seeker, body shots laying on this weapon, increased precision damage. Range Finder, you get more range on a rapid fire pulse rifle that shouldn't have a lot of range, but kind of already does, even without Range Finder. We got good options here. Personally, I have Head Seeker on mine, and it feels pretty good. But again, when you do have a variety of options, I'd probably go with Rangefinder, then maybe a tie between Head Seeker and Zen Moment. Trade column number 2, best one here for PvP, Kill Clip. As we know, Grid Skipper, you can get multi-kill clip. Whore's Least, kill clip. It's too good. So, if ever the chance we have the Corrupted Strike again as the Nightfall, I hope you get this thing as a random reward drop at the end of the strike. Personally, I really didn't want to talk about the heavy weapons because obviously we have a sword and a rocket launcher. And now for the final weapons, personally, I don't want to talk about the sword. Swords right now, big meh, as we know. It is what it is. Lament is obviously still one of the best to use just in general for DPS and stuff like that. So don't want to talk about it, but I do want to talk about the rocket launcher because we do have some good options here in general. So definitely when it comes to your launch barrel, you definitely want something that's going to give you more blast radius. You want to be able to have a lot more damage out of this thing to be able to pump out, which I think is going to be really good. Again, the suggested ones here are linear compensator, quick launch, and smart drift control. I don't know about all that. I definitely want something that's going to just be able to Give me some more damage, give me some more impact. But the main thing here in the magazine is you definitely want impact casing, which increases damage on direct hits, even though it increases stability. The thing here is that if you get a direct hit on a target, it's going to do more damage. So even though these others might give you more blast radius and stuff like that, this one's going to give you more damage, right? So let's keep that in mind. Trade-con normally do have a couple of options. Field prep is good just because you get the increase to ammo reserves, which is going to be fantastic. We do have auto-loading holster, which allows you to optimize your DPS. Fire a rocket, put it back, use another weapon, pull it back out, automatically load a rocket, right? That's going to be really, really good. None of the other perks really interest me. But Trade-con number 2, we do have a couple of interesting options. Chain reaction, being able to have all the explosions, especially with energy accelerant on the artifact this time around. It's going to be pretty good. Now, the interesting thing here is that people are liking something like Demolitionist. So you launch the rocket, throw a grenade, and launch your rocket again. And then you get 2 rockets like back to back. Right? Pair that with something like impact casing. Could be pretty good. People like double rockets. It's a very smart idea. The only other option here would be Vorpal Weapon, especially if you're going to do impact casing and maybe like auto-loading holster. That'd be really good to optimize your DPS. Same thing here with like Demolitionist too. You can have Demolitionist with auto-loading, so launch a rocket, throw a grenade, launch a rocket, put it back. You know, we do have options here for this rocket launcher. I think this thing is going to be really, really good. Actually, it's already really, really good for something like PVE, depending on the activity. It is an arc rocket, which is a little different considering I feel like most of our rocket launchers are not arc. So, this thing could help out in certain activities, in my opinion. Now that you're at the end of the video, if you believe that I added some value or entertainment to you, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it out if you'd like to any social medias that you have. Also, be sure to join my Discord community so you don't miss out on anything. We have gamers and streamers that play on a variety of platforms, and again, the link to my Discord is in the description below. There are multiple ways to support me, whether it's monetarily through Twitch, my merch, my business, etc., or you can just come out to the live streams, interact with my content on social media. For my gaming content, I'm on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And for my personal content, I'm on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Plus, I have my own podcast that's available on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, pretty much everywhere that you listen to the podcast, where I cover mindset and success principles and have some guests on occasionally. The links for literally everything are in the description below. And lastly, if you're looking for a clan to join, we have some spots left in my clan, the D1 Fire Team. If you request to join, I'll let you in myself, and the link for that is also in the description below. All right, I'm out. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch you in the next one.